Millions of Americans get what they think is a rebate each year, when in reality the IRS knowingly deducts more than it's owed so that it can invest your money rather than allowing you to do so. This burdens the taxpayer. Then there is the state and county taxes. Every year we watch our local taxes grow while our wages stay the same. That burdens the taxpayer. And so now many in Union County are joining millions across the country and saying, we're tired of millions and millions of dollars being spent and seeing no results. And we believe, like Ronald Reagan, that the government that governs least governs best. But we also believe that the future is bright and that tomorrow will be better than today. By working together, not caring who gets the credit, we can solve the great problems of our time. Before we can find solutions, we must first realize that not all is right in paradise. When the majority of high schoolers could tell you where to buy illegal drugs, there is a problem. When the government's answer to economic woes is higher taxes, when more citizens feel alienated by government than aided by it, when our young people are moving away because there are no jobs, when large chain stores skip over us because it's too much trouble to locate here, when even the slightest dissent is met with swift and harsh condemnation, there is a problem. But I am persuaded that there is nothing so wrong with this county that it cannot be fixed by what is right with this county. Over the years, I've had occasion to travel to every corner of this county, meeting thousands of its citizens. And in their eyes, I have seen the spirit of a great people. And it is that spirit that will carry us through. To fight the drug crisis that threatens the future of this county, our young people, we must take it seriously and come together to work out a solution. Our law enforcement personnel cannot fight the battle on their own. We must have more community involvement in crime fighting, and the law enforcement agencies should be given the funds they need, but results will be expected in return. We need to stop focusing on the small-time users and put our energies toward bringing down the big-time dealers. The message must go out all the way to Atlanta that if you bring your filthy drugs into our county, you will pay a huge price. Union County needs to have its own war on drugs, and the commissioner must lead the way. The future of our kids is at stake. We must also apply the same principles to working to end the great and ever-present plague of domestic violence in this county. You know best what is going on in your own neighborhoods, but you are not being asked. And many citizens and officers do not wish to get involved, but we must get involved. Lives depend on it. Economically, this county has no direction. We are at a crossroads, and we, the citizens and taxpayers, must come together and decide which direction we want to take economically. Whether we choose to be a tourist town, a family-friendly metropolis, a retirement community, or an industrial center, we need to go after it wholeheartedly once we've come to a consensus. We cannot continue to follow the meandering, piecemeal economic plan we've been following. The recession is hitting the working class of this county. Business is down, hours are being cut, and people are being laid off. I feel your pain. And I know that most of the people in this county would never complain or ask for a government handout. But while the government should have minimal interference in our lives, they also should not make life harder for us. And so tonight I unveil an economic stimulus plan. Our economy was very short-sightedly tied heavily to the building industry boom, but that is not the way of the future. And the county carrying out a multitude of taxpayer-funded building projects will not help us, as we know that most of the work goes to outside firms. Because we're so reliant on the building industry and have no plan B, I will now lay out a multi-step plan to help the builders in this county while we transition our economy onto more secure footing. The main thing that is keeping businesses and thus jobs out is the water and sewer system and the lack of availability of reliable DSL internet service. I would work with the city to substantially upgrade the city water and sewer system, and I would press our local internet providers to provide better service. To stimulate the building industry, I would waive all permit and inspection fees for a 12-month period. I would encourage the city to waive business license fees and sewer tap fees for a 12-month period. I would waive property taxes on improvements to existing property for 1 year for private property and 2 years for commercial property. I would look into waiving transfer and finance taxes. I would ask the local water authorities to waive tap fees. I would ask the banks to waive their appraisal fees, contract fees, and any other upfront fees that are large profit items. I would ask the North Georgia Board of Realtors to consider lowering broker commissions for a time. These incentives would be advertised outside the county, letting the word spread that Union County is the place to build and start a business. Hang in there, help is on the way. We need a commissioner who doesn't just work hard, but works for the people. And I will. I will work myself into the ground for you, break myself against the rocks for you if need be, fight each and every day for you, for you. It is your banner I will bear, and that is the banner of freedom and fairness. We must work to bring a more open government to Union County, a government that empowers the people rather than works against them. A finance corporation that allows the commissioner to buy and sell land without the consent of the governed, like we currently have in place, now goes against this principle, so if you see fit to elect me, it goes out the door. And it's time to put an end to the predatory enforcement of ordinances. If you have ever been wrongfully hit with an arbitrary fine and found that there is no real appeal process and your only recourse is to sue the county using your money, while the commissioner defends the county using the taxpayers' money, then your cause is my cause. This system benefits no one. Too many good people have been destroyed by it, while a number of others that I know of, as a result of their suits, have been given large settlements of undisclosed value in return for a vow of silence. They now do not have to work but live off of their windfall at the taxpayers' expense. Niccolo Machiavelli, the Italian philosopher, developed a system of government that promoted such principles as the ends justify the means. If the act accuses, the result excuses. And it is better for a leader to be feared than loved. And that is the system of government we have been living under. But the Greek philosopher Socrates proposed a different way, believing in freedom and open government. He encouraged rational thought rather than rule by emotion. In Union County, we need a more rational government. As General Stonewall Jackson said, it's good to get your dander up, but it's discipline that wins the day. Socrates' student Plato firmly embraced his mentor's teachings, but towards the end of his life, he realized that the rule of law must be above all. Our founding fathers closely followed Platonic principles and wrote that this country should be a nation of laws and not of men. No one is above the law, not even our leaders. They must strictly adhere to it and not look for ways around it. And when the people speak through a referendum, our leaders should not try to go against their will using backdoor methods. And to the Republicans, for many years in this county, you've been told to be ashamed of your party affiliation, to hide it like a dark secret or face ridicule. But I say to you now, hold your heads up high from now on, for an era of fairness is dawning. To the Democrats, if you believe in the values of faith, family, freedom, fairness, and fiscal responsibility, this campaign is your campaign. And I will serve you as faithfully as I do anyone else. And I will challenge the elected officials from your party who have been accustomed to easy rides come election time to remember where they came from and step up and serve your interests. I see a day coming where jobs will be awarded based on qualifications, not party affiliation or family names, where people vote for the person and not the party, where everyone is treated fairly and with respect. Such a time is just over the horizon. Take heart, embrace hope, for a new day is rising and victory is at hand. We are moving forward, pressing onward, our objective in sight. Never before have we been so united, motivated, and ready for change. And oh, how the status quo will fight us every step of the way, and how loudly will they protest. But all the shouting in the world will not drown out the voice of the people. Not now, not ever. And so let the message go forth from the Choice-Story Valley to Brasstown Ball to the ends of the earth, that we the people are awake and we are aware and we want our government back.
Amen.